If you're a fan of that yellow fog light look and you're in search of a set of high quality lights to achieve that, this Baja Design Squadron R Sport Amber LED Fog Light Pocket Kit will be a great addition to your 2010 or newer 4Runner. Not only will yellow light help out with styling, but yellow lighting is actually incredibly beneficial when it comes to visibility, when going off-road, and when you're driving on-road for inclement weather. Now these will do just that if you're currently struggling with the front end lighting performance on your 4Runner and want a boost when it comes to lighting up the road in front of you on dark back roads and dark trails. These fog lights will be a direct replacement to your factory fogs that will significantly increase your performance as well as the styling. Now getting into some details about the lighting performance, these will be very impressive with a 3,150 lumen output collectively, and each of the lights are going to contain 4 LEDs apiece. Now amber lighting will also have a longer wavelength than the traditional white light, which causes less glare and less light bouncing back at you, offering clear visibility when driving at night. Now these lights will be built tough to say the least, with a hard-coated polycarbonate lens on the front. It's going to be impact resistant, which is perfect to hold up to any pickup on the street or branches if you come in contact with that off-road. This will also have a billet machined aluminum housing on the front for a little bit of extra style, and the stainless steel hardware and brackets are going to be included, so these are sitting solid in your bumper for years to come. Not to mention these are IP69 rated, which is actually a lot higher than the standard. So these are going to be dustproof and waterproof and submersible up to 9 feet, so you can rest assured that your LEDs inside are going to stay safe no matter where you're taking your 4Runner. Now when talking about price, these are going to come in at roughly $450. Now comparing them to others in the category, these are going to sit higher in price, but also in strength and lighting performance, so that higher price is for a good reason. Now these are going to have one of the highest lumen outputs, waterproof ratings, and impact ratings in the category, making this for the 4Runner looking for the best of the best when it comes to fog lights. Now, install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour to get the job done. And one of our installers here is going to walk you through that process step by step. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, an extension, a clip remover tool, a Phillips head screwdriver, 4mm Allen wrench, a 10mm socket, and some microfiber towels. What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of fog lights on our 4Runner, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is remove our front bumper. We have a bunch of bolts and clips holding it in. So first thing we're going to do is pop off our upper radiator cover. So to remove our radiator cover, we need to remove all of our push clips. Now these push clips are really simple. You just press in on the middle and they pop right out. So we'll do that for all of the clips. Now we're missing one right here, but you would have a clip there as well. And then with all of our clips removed, we can remove our radiator cover. Now with our radiator cover removed, we can remove the push clip on the corner of our headlight on both sides. So we'll grab a clip remover tool to pop that out, and then we'll do the same thing on the other headlight. Next, we can remove this 10mm bolt at the center of our grille. So we'll grab a 10mm socket to take that out. Now on the inside of our upper grille, we have 2 push clips on each side. So we'll get in there with our clip remover tool and pop those out. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can come down to our wheel well and remove these 3 10mm bolts. So we'll grab our 10mm socket to take these out. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can come underneath our bumper. We have 3 bolts on the 2 outer sides of our bumper. Might be a little bit hard to see. We'll grab a 10mm socket to get these out. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Next, we can come to the front side of our bumper. We have 2 bolts on either side. The one that has our bumper connected to it is the one we're going to be removing. We don't have to remove the bolt for the splash guard. So once again, we'll grab that 10mm socket to pull this out. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Now coming back up top, we just have two more things to do. We need to disconnect this wire harness, and there's two bolts on the other side of this harness that we need to remove. So we'll press in on our tab to pop our harness out, and then we can grab our 10mm socket for the two bolts back here. And now we can grab our 10mm socket for our two bolts. So now with everything removed from the bumper that we need to take out, we can start to pull our bumper off. You're gonna wanna grab an extra set of hands for the other side, and then we'll pop this out from our fender, bring it forward, and then disconnect the connector on the back of either side's fog light. And now we can remove the connector for our fog lights by pressing in on the tab. And now once we have our connector removed, we can do the same thing on the other side and fully remove our bumper. So now with our front bumper removed, we can start removing our fog lights. We have two screws on each that we're gonna start with. So we'll grab a Phillips head screwdriver to get those out. So now we'll take a Phillips head screwdriver to remove our two screws. And then with our two screws removed, we can pull up on that side and slide our fog light out. So now we're ready to assemble our new fog lights. We have a couple brackets that we're gonna be adding to this to mount it into our front bumper. Now you might wanna line this up with your front bumper just to get your brackets in the correct orientation. The side with the two slots cut out of it is gonna be for our screws to go through. And then the bracket with two little tabs is gonna slide in where we removed our factory from. So now the longer side of our fog light is gonna get the two little tabs, and the shorter side is gonna get our mounting bracket. So we can turn that over. We have a threaded hole right here that we can run our bolt with a flat washer through. So we'll get that threaded in and then take a 4mm Allen wrench, tighten down our bolt. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. We'll just straighten out our bracket before we completely tighten it down. And now we can do that same thing for our other light and get this installed into our bumper. So now we're ready to install our light into our bumper. Now the two slots are gonna slide right into here on the inside. And then we can lay it down and reinstall our two factory screws. And then we can do that same thing on the other side. And now we can take our adapter harness to make this plug into the 4Runner. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. So now we're ready to reinstall our front bumper. Now you might want to grab your extra set of hands once again to help you lift this up and get it clipped into place. We're going to plug in our fog lights to our body harness on the way on. Now we can reinstall all of the bolts that are holding our bumper in. We'll start at the bottom in the middle by reinstalling our 10mm bolt and tightening that down with a 10mm socket. And we'll do the same thing for the other side. Next we can go to the driver's side corner and reinstall our three 10mm bolts. The ones with the large washer are going to be towards the inside, and then the other one will be on the outside. And we'll tighten all of those down with that same 10mm socket. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Next we can come to our wheel well and reinstall our next three 10mm bolts. And tighten those down with a 10mm socket. And then we'll do that same thing on the other side. Next we can come back up top and reinstall our push clips. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Next, we can reinstall our two 10mm bolts behind the grill. And then take our 10mm socket to tighten them down. Next, we'll reinstall the 10mm bolt right in front of our hood latch and tighten that down with a 10mm socket. Next, we can reconnect our connector. Now lastly, we can reinstall our radiator cover and then reinstall our push clips. You're gonna have to push these out and then put them in, and then you're just gonna press them down until they're flush. If you push them all the way in, you're just gonna pop them out again. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the Baja Design Squadron R Sport Amber LED Fog Light Pocket Kit for your 2010 and newer 4Runners. Thank you for watching, and for all things 4Runner, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.